Hello, hello. It is time. Mystery stamping is happening. Hello. And welcome to this hopefully fun little escape from your day to create something beautiful. I have selected my products here and I'm about to show you. So I'm gonna transfer my phone over to my other hand and make sure I've got you on my computer so I can see comments. Okay, now I see a couple of you hopping on. That's great news. Means it's working. I hope you gathered up your supplies. Did you guys gather up your supplies? And also, I am going live this time in... I just turned that off. There we go. I'm going live this time in the event, so I hope that works. I haven't usually done that, but it tells me that it will let you know. It'll be in the group too. So I'm experimenting with something new. Okay. Mystery stamping. Woohoo! I've really been looking forward to this. And so I've gathered up my supplies. I'm just about to show you. So I'll flip the phone around. Where's the little icon? There we go. And show you what product I will be using today. So the reason why I just love mystery stamping so much is because we all make the same project and they turn out so different. It's just so amazing. And so this is the product that I'll be using, Magical Meadow, which I call in my mind winter. Oh, that's right. Winter Meadow is the 12 by 12 and Magical Meadow is the stamp set and dies. And I don't have the dies. I'm definitely not using the dies today, but I am going to use, oh, you know what? I forgot to get the circle die out. So I'll probably do the circle die. I got to find that. Or a circle punch works well. So hopefully you have your supplies, which were basically just, some products that coordinate with each other, stamps, paper, and ink, and embellishments if you want to add that part's up to you. So this is the catalog page where you will see these products, and I gathered up all of these ink pads, and I have those too because I'm not sure which ones I want to use. And so if I actually don't have Lost Lagoon. I couldn't find that. I think I loaned it to my mom. The other ones I have, and I gathered those up because I might want Moody Mauve for my greeting, and I might want Pretty Peacock or something else. So anyway, okay, so I'm going to put this aside now. And that was the, I should share that. Hold on. This is the September to December mini catalog, which is live and available now. And I loved this suite because it is really unique as far as like a Christmas type product. I thought I'm going to try to do my Christmas cards out of this, and it is really cool and different. And I like that it says, "May the season of sparkle bring joy and delight." That's my favorite greeting. The colder weather brings us together. That's cute. I forgot about that one. So anyway, a few different greetings that I'll be able to choose from today. Okay, so hopefully my plan is that I will do this slow enough that you'll be able to follow along. So I would love to hear in the comments what product you guys have. You can share pictures if you want to, and whatever you want to do. Let's hear and see what product you have. And then in the end, I'm going to do a separate post with my card, and then I want you guys to add your cards to that so that we can all just ooh and ah over each other's cards. Okay, so this is the DSP. There are 6 different patterns, and I need 4. So actually there's 12 different patterns because they're double-sided. I love this one, so I'm definitely going to do that one. So I'll get that one out. And these have like watercolor images on one side, and then on the other side, these were done with like a salt watercolor and then salt thrown on them. And I've done that before in an art class. It's a really cool technique. And so when I heard about that, I was like, oh yeah, I get exactly what that means. It kind of the salt kind of soaks up some of the color. So I think this one, I love this too. It's pretty interesting, but I think I need a combo of solids and not solids, I guess, but like I need a combo of both sides of these papers, if that makes sense. And let's see. Oh, I love that one too. That one is so pretty. So I'm going through these kind of slow just to give you guys a minute to also look through your papers and decide which ones you like best. We're going to just use a tiny bit of each of the 4. You need 4 different patterns. I love the tree too because that kind of makes it Christmassy. And then let's see, I need one more. Let's see what's on the back of these. Ooh, that bright blue might be nice. That's pretty, but I think I'm going to go with this bright blue. So I think I'm going to do this one, the trees, and that one. Okay, so I've got my 4 patterns. I can set this aside. And I've done this a lot of times. This template is pretty simple and excuse me. The different patterns don't have to match. Like if they're in the same pack of paper, they usually look really good together, regardless if they're all the same color. So there's my ink pads. I'll put those aside. Okay, so once you have your 4 patterns selected, we need to cut out little squares. And so you need 4, I feel like I should write this down so that if anybody joins midstream, they would have it with them, but I can't find a post-it note. I guess I can write on my grid paper here. Let's see. Where is a pen? Ooh, I'm a little all over the place tonight. My husband and I just went to, I always call him my husband, but Chris. Chris and I just went to an empty nesters dinner in our neighborhood. And it was so fun just with some of our neighbors, but I always kind of laugh because I was only a nester for 2 years. Chris was a nester for far longer, but his daughter lived with us for 2 years. And now I get to consider myself an empty nester. So it's a fun club to be part of. Okay, 4 designs. And we're going to cut them 1.5 by 2-inch squares. Well, I guess that's a rectangle. I know if I don't correct myself, somebody else will. Now, these are going to be on a card front, and so it's going to be like this. That's going to be the 1.5 by 2. So, and then they'll be on the card. So you want this to be up. So if your paper has a pattern like this one, you want to make sure that you're cutting 2 across and 1.5 up. This one doesn't matter. I don't think any of the others matter. Oh, I forgot about those berries. I guess I've gotten rid of those. Oh well, I'll make another card later. So let's cut the trees first. So let's see. Actually, we could cut 2 at once, I think. So I'll just put these in at the same time. And I'm going to just put this little corner down here, put them at 2 inches. Can you see that? I mean 2.5 by 1, 2 by 1.5, not rocket science, but still might help if you can watch and follow along. And then this one's going to be up here at the top. Let's see, 1.5. There we go. That's it, just that teeny little square. And these are going to be 2 of the pieces I'm going to use. See, that's kind of a bummer. I hardly got any blue on that one, but that might just be the way it is with this particular pattern. The blue might be more spread out. We do want a back piece of that, so I'll cut out again and see if maybe this one is a little more. Oh, but I can't do that because I can't cut these together now because I already cut that one. I guess I could do this square down here. Okay, so 1.5. I don't want to do that square. I'm going to cut these separate. I'm totally overthinking it, but I'm trying to get a lot of the blueberries in this. So 1.5, so where I'm at. So we're going to go 2 this way. And then cutting up to 1.5. There we go. I got 3 of my squares. So see, that is pretty similar right there. That one has a little bit more blue, so I'll go with that and turn that one over. And then finally, let's see. Try to find, I like this corner because it has quite a bit of that salt watercoloring. Okay, I'm not looking at your comments. Let's see. Okay, I don't see anybody putting the paper that they're using yet. But thanks for all the hellos. Nice to see you all. Hi. So if you're stamping, maybe you're stamping along so you can't take a break to write which paper you're using, and that's fine. Whatever you're doing, if you're just watching or if you're creating along with me, I hope you're having fun. Okay. There we go. Oh, that took kind of a long time. But I'm giving you time too. We're doing this together. Okay, get those stacked over there. Okay. Next step. Now we need some cardstock, and that was actually the one thing I forgot to grab. So let's look at all my beautiful, oh, those are beautiful colors, are they not? Now this one I might need to sand those edges a little bit because this was the back side. I like to, when I use DSP, I always like to cut face down to, no, not face down, face up, because you get a little edge there, but that's okay. All right. Cardstock color. I'm thinking Blueberry Bushel. Lost Lagoon would also be nice, but I'm just really loving the blues lately. So, oh, hold on. There we go. Wow, I have a new pack of this. That's exciting. Let's open that up. Get one of these out. Okay, there's my Blueberry Bushel card. So the instructions said to gather up 1 sheet of cardstock. What we're going to do with this cardstock is we're going to cut it in half for a regular card base. So cut in half and score, cut at 5 1/2, score at 4 1/4, and then we're going to use this extra piece over here to make an additional part of the card. So I'll just cut this piece first, but it's still all within 1 piece of cardstock. So that's pretty cool. I like that. Okay, so now my card base is ready. Nice score line there. I don't even really need a bone folder, but you know, sometimes good to just crease that so it lays flat. Okay, and with my remaining piece, now I'm going to cut a piece that's going to be a card front on top of the card. So I want it to be just a little shorter and smaller, and I think the measurements I used on this were 4 by 5. So I'm going to cut this 4, and then this one is going to be 5. So it's not actually the perfect amount, it's a little bit off. And you saw I did that on purpose, and it's okay, don't worry. So it's, yeah, it's not a perfect frame all the way around. I like cutting even measurements, so I'm happy with it. Hope that doesn't make you too crazy. If it does, I'm pushing you to think differently tonight, right? Okay, so let's see. Julia, using Garden Walk. Oh my gosh, I almost used Garden Walk. I love that stuff, but I've been using it a lot. I have a class on Saturday, and that's the main color that I used. So I wanted to use this one because I haven't used it at all yet. Let's see. Debbie, you said you're just watching this time. That's good. Then you'll know exactly what to do. Let's see. Other Debbie just joined Retired DSP. Okay, awesome. Twyla, welcome. Hello. Finally made it. Glad you made it. Okay, so now the next step is I said an embossing folder. And I said it could either be a coordinating embossing folder or it could just be one that's kind of a small print. I grabbed this one, which I forgot the name. I think it's like metal plate or something like that. I wish the names were on the embossing folder so I didn't have to remember them. But the reason why I picked this one is because I haven't used it yet. And also, it does kind of look like, I think these kind of look like stars. I can't say that it will look like that when I'm done embossing it because I haven't used it yet, but we will see. So it's a little bit of an experiment. So I'm going to put VersaMark down on one of these sides. And so I can always, like, I always forget which is the right, which is the top and which is the underneath. But I think this is the top, because then that pushes that part up. Let's see. Is it, or is it the other way? If I put it on that, yeah, this side. So I'm going to put it on this side. The part that's supposed to be on top, because it's probably the logo. It's probably always the logo now that I think of it. Now, if you don't have an embossing folder, or you don't want to do an embossing folder, another option would be to take your card panel and do some collage stamping on it, or just some random stamping, tone on tone stamping with your VersaMark, because that was the next supply that you were supposed to gather. So grab that and do that. And this is such a cool technique, I think, because we're just inking up the one side of the ink pad, and then the part that's going to be embossed is going to be regular, and the VersaMark part is debossed. Okay, I'm going to run this through my machine. It's right here on the floor. Okay, exciting moment. All right. Boy, that looks pretty cool, I would say. They do still kind of look like stars, I think. I think I could have put more VersaMark on it. I can't really see a super dark difference between the two, but maybe, let's see. Yeah, when you put it down on the card base, you do see more of a contrast between the light and dark. But if I were going to do that again, I would definitely add more VersaMark. So if you've done random stamping, or if you've used an embossing folder, we're now ready to attach this to our card front. And I'm going to do that with dimensionals. I love lots of layers on cards. Ooh, I don't care if I have to pay extra to send them out. Okay, let's see. Yeah, it is interesting. Like I'm having a little bit of a mind game, because I've always thought of this suite as more like Lost Lagoon and pink, and so I feel like I'm really breaking rules here tonight. It's kind of fun. Okay, there we go. That's just in the middle. Yeah, that wasn't a very good job getting it in the middle. See if I can kind of move that around a little bit. I guess I'm not really paying attention. It's been a long Monday, you know. Okay, there we go. That's a little better. Hopefully those stuck the second time. Yeah, that looks pretty good. Okay, next step, I'm going to stick these down to the card. And so I just want to rearrange the order they go in. So when you're looking at your 4 pieces, if you have to, like, because if you ask me, there's pairs. These 2 are a pair and these 2 are a pair. So I'm always going to offset the pairs. So like these are going to be opposites like that, if that makes sense. And now one more thing to keep in mind, we're going to do a focal point right in the center, like a circle focal point. So if you have a part of the DSP that you really like, make sure to put that on the outside so that it shows. So like this one's pretty even. In fact, I like that. Well, but that puts that more close to the middle. So maybe I'll just leave it. I really like that leaf right there, but that's okay. That'll be nice the way it is. So now I'm going to just flip these over and again put dimensionals on them so that they pop up from the card. And then I'll just place those where they belong. Okay, I'm going to stick these down first before I move on so I don't forget the order that these go in. Okay, let's see. I know. I am a rebel, aren't I, Arlena? That's so funny. Thank you for recognizing that. Hi, Chris. Good to have you here. Good to have you all here. So I told you guys about my Monday Empty Nesters dinner. What did you guys do on your Monday? Let's hear some stories. Do you guys have empty nester groups in your neighborhood? My parents go to one also. So at least I know it's at least a pretty big Utah thing. I'm putting a lot down on these because I feel like these two were not as even as I would have liked. So live and learn. Moving on. Let's see. Okay, Deborah, you have all the items gathered but couldn't find. Oh, okay. Yeah, sorry about that. Well, I went live in the, I was saying in the beginning, my phone told me to go live in the event, but it also said it would show live in the group. So hopefully it was available both places. So I don't always make an event each week. So it just kind of depends. Okay, so there we go. So one other thing about this awesome suite. So I've told you that for those of you that are signed up for my mailing list, the Great American Stampin' Show, which by the way, I won last week. How cool was that? Thanks for all of your encouragement and votes and all that stuff. That was pretty fun. Oh, I just realized that my writing isn't even on the camera, so I'm going to slide that over. So now, if you're creating along with, you can see this here, or for those of you that are, yeah, if you want to join later, you can see that measurement. That's really the main measurement. Oh, and then I should also put down front panel is 4 inches by 5 inches. So there you have the important measurements there. So for the Great American Stampin' Show, we're sending out Christmas tutorials, and we're working together on that. And this is the suite that I will be using on the projects that I make. So if you like this suite and you want some Christmas tutorials, sign up for my email list. The link is, I'll put the link in this video too after, but the link will make that. I think I'm going to use this one right here. If you sign up for that, you should be getting some things over the next little while. We have 10 more weeks of that. Okay, what words am I going to use? I like this. This is a nice big word. What does this say? The color, the colder weather brings us together. That's good. That's perfect because there's not any like super extreme. Actually, I kind of like this one. I'm going to use this one maybe. Super extreme Christmassy stuff happening here. Got my blocks. Let's put that on there. That's kind of, there's a really dainty font. It's not going to be super, I don't know. I'm interested to see how this is going to look. Okay, I think I'm just going to stop with those. Okay, ink pads. I've got all my ink pads now. I think I'm going to go with, I think I'll do the words Pretty Peacock. And then maybe the background, I'll just do, ooh, I'm going back and forth between, I think I'll just do Smoky Slate. And maybe I'll do some stamping off the Pretty Peacock. I'm undecided on that. Okay, so I need to get my white cardstock. So here's a little scrap of white cardstock. And then I'm going to first put it through and cut a circle. Oh. Of course, now I can't find my circle die, so it might be a punch. Just looking really quickly to see what I can find. What is that even called? Found it. Stylish Shapes dies. Okay, so there's lots of circles in this. If I use that one, yeah, that would be way too big. How about the next one? That's still pretty big, but that's probably the right size for the greeting. I love this set of dies. So many different shapes to use for greetings like this. That one might work okay, actually. Maybe I'll go with that one. It's a little smaller. So this one, then I could kind of do it to the side. Maybe I'll try that one. Oh, but it covers up so much DSP. I'm going to go with this one right here. So where's my, okay, so I'm going to cut out this on my white. Okay, now, I mean, of course I could have prepared this stuff beforehand, but I'm purposefully trying to go a little slow so you guys can keep up. So I'm trying to do the same pacing that you're doing, because I know when I'm stamping along with others, it's hard to keep up sometimes. So hopefully that's working out for you. Oh, Arlena, you like my writing. Thank you. Let's see. Oh, you went bowling? I love bowling. Chris, Girls Day out to Traverse City. That's amazing. I have been there one time. That was such a cool city. Let's see. Debbie, noontime breakfast. That's amazing. Chris doesn't like breakfast food. Isn't that crazy? So I basically never get to go to breakfast food places. I've got to break him from that somehow. He says breakfast food is just like eating cake for breakfast. I'm like, yeah. That is the point, right? Okay, so I'm just going to stamp this kind of, I don't know, how should I do this? I don't want to put it on everything. Maybe actually because it's gray. Yeah, it's pretty light. Maybe I'll just stamp it right over like this. Okay, that's interesting. It makes it harder to read the greeting, but I can still read it if I want to. So that's kind of fun. Oh, that's such a pretty stamp because it has so much texture to it. That's really nice. Okay, so this is going to go right in the middle, again with dimensionals. And then the last step is to embellish. So let's see. Debbie, you like to listen when I'm talking things out? Well, that's great to hear. Boy. Yeah, I like hearing other people's thought processes too, so I get what you mean by that. But I'm glad that it's interesting from crafter to crafter. Okay, so now from here I need jewels and I need ribbon. I have the ribbon that is with this suite and I haven't used it yet, so I got to open it up. This really beautiful silver edged ribbon. Ooh, it's nice because it's like, it's soft. It's kind of like gauze, sort of. So even though it's a really wide ribbon, what is this? Let's see. Is this 3/8 inch? Oh, it's a 1/2 inch. Even though it's a 1/2 inch, it still won't be too bulky because it's really soft. So I'm just going to make a little bow and find a spot for this over on the side. Okay. See, that was good to put that. Yeah, that looks nice too, but I think I'm going to put it over. No, yeah, I'll put it over on that side. But that bow is kind of too big. Let's make it a little smaller because it's kind of taking over the card. Which, you know, ribbon taking over a card, not a bad thing. I like really big bows. I like big bows, and I cannot lie. I've said that before, not a new joke. Okay. Perfect. And for jewels, I don't have the jewels that are part of this suite, so I just grabbed a few others. I think, well, I really like these. I think I'll use those. But I only have the big ones, so that's kind of awkward. Maybe I should just do, my old reliable are always the iridescent rhinestones, so I'll probably just use those. I have, the other ones I have are these. And those would look nice, the blue. But I think I'll just go with iridescent, because that kind of reminds me of snow. So that will work. Let's see, should I use liquid glue on this? I think I'm going to use Terran tape, because it's just so sticky. Okay. Yeah, I agree, Debbie. Nothing wrong with cake for breakfast. No, I do really like, I like savory food too, so. Okay, I'm folding that over like that so that it's thicker but also wider. Let's see. Yeah, the more dimensionals, the better. I definitely have a more is more with those. Agree, Arlena. Okay, so I'll just stick this down here. I don't want it to be too, because that's kind of a small, it needs to be. Yeah, I don't know. I'm like, this actually would have also looked nice if I had wrapped it around the panel. I didn't think about that. So if I make another one of these, I'd put ribbon around the panel and tie the bow over here. So it's like underneath. That'd be really pretty. But this is nice. I just hope that it will stay on the card. Seems like it's staying on, so that's good. Tear tape's supposed to be sticky, right? Okay, let's get a few of these jewels. I really struggle with jewel placement sometimes. Like when I'm done, I usually think it looks good, but I struggle at first with like the right spot to place them in. So if you have any tips, I'm all ears to hear that. I try not to do them in lines like vertical or horizontal. I try to just do them randomly. And I usually like 3 for sure, but sometimes 5. So let's go for 5 on this one to see. So that's 3. So I'll put another one up here. Kind of need to start separating them further out though. I don't know, maybe not. And then I feel like we need one more. I don't know, that doesn't, I don't like that there. I'm gonna move this one. Seems like too much. I'm gonna put this one down here with those berries, and then maybe one here close by. But I don't want those in a line per se. Yeah, maybe right there is good. Okay. And I think I'm done. How about that? So are those rhinestones sparkling? Oh, they are. And so is the ribbon. That's looking amazing. Wow, this is just a really unique card. I really love this. I'm happy with this. I can't wait to use this suite to make more and more. Okay, so there's one last look at the measurements. And I cannot wait to see all the ones that you are making. Let's see, I'm going to glance at the comments again. Oh, Deborah, you have Earth and Textures, one of my other favorite suites. Oh my goodness, I love that one. Can't wait to see your card. Let's see. Okay, I think that's about it. I'm glad you guys liked the card. I am so glad that you joined me today. And I'll do a separate post. So watch for a separate post. I won't do it in the event. I'll do it just in the main group. And then sign up if you want the tutorials. And another Great American Stampin' Show posts on Thursday. I haven't even told you what suite we're using for that, but it's a Christmas one, so get really excited. Okay, thanks for joining me, and I will see you next week. Bye-bye.